So before we get this started, I want to make something very, very clear. I'm not the sort of person who has a tendency to really go super hard on hating on card games or the companies that make them. I tend to be a lot more forgiving and understanding than I typically see, and I see little point in bashing on other card games. I'm the sort of person who tries literally every card game that comes out and enjoys them all to some extent. Most of the ones I don't play is because of lack of time or local scene or money. But I have tried them all. That comes to English, at least. I want to preface this with this because, like, when I'm criticizing this as hard as I'm going to be today, it can sometimes be easy to forget that I do legitimately love this game, and I'm so hard on this because there are so many aspects of this game that are some of my favorite things I've seen done in a card game in years. It is one of the first card games in a very, very long time that has like real reason to exist as a physical game and can't be really replicated properly digitally. It has a lot of things to do with its release schedule that I really, really love. Its base set has a lot of room to explore. The team building is deep, as much as I wish that there was more in the more encouraging players to play mono decks in the base mechanics that wasn't reliant on just good mono deck cards. So I just want to make all that clear because the behavior from Spin Master themselves has not been very professional as of late. And what happened yesterday was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. So, as many of you may be aware, the last couple days, Spin Master has done some premieres and streams of the stuff that's happening at Emerald City Comic Con. And the initial premiere was not very high quality, didn't even have a fixed camera. We were told that would be fixed. And then today we had, yesterday we had this stream fighting Simo. And as you can see right here, it just straight up broke. This stream just, I didn't turn that thing on, sorry. But the stream just straight up broke. And even when it was working, it was an awful angle that no one could see anything through. And then, yeah, it just broke. Now, of course, VK said that this was because of the internet, but you are a big company. You should be if you're going to stream, one, don't decide within the last 24 hours. Two, you should be testing ahead of time. If the internet is not going to be suitable for streaming, you shouldn't stream. All you're going to do is give people a bad impression. And if I recall correctly, this stream is still publicly available. So anyone browsing the Bakugan channel will be able to find this and go, hey, this is not indicative of a company I want to put my trust in. And like, it has the same thumbnail. It has the exact same thumbnail as the HD version. Still has more views than the HD version, which they uploaded later. Had actual good camera. Looked actually really good. Made it really easy to see everything, which was good. But that's not quite what we're here to talk about today. Well, that is a big issue, and like I don't quite like putting my trust in a company that's doing things this rash. That's not the problem. The problem is that a couple individuals were complaining, pretty rightfully so, about this awful camera, the stream just straight up breaking. The fact that Simo was being pitted with his basically just a starter deck against a basically optimized mono Aquos deck, which is obviously not a fair fight. There's complaints about that, but that was minor. Everything else was mainly about the stream quality and like how even if the internet hand broke, the angle was awful and you couldn't see anything. So even if it wasn't compressed, you still wouldn't be able to see anything because it was too far out. So yeah, that was awful. But most important, of course, is that 2 people who were complaining about that, rightfully, they were banned from the chat. Now I had stronger evidence of this because I had kept this page open. Because basically what happens is when you get deleted, when you get banned from a YouTube live chat, if you're there live, all your messages will become message deleted. It's different from deleting your own message, which will read message retracted. Now, unfortunately, I completely forgot that I did not have my Chrome set up so that I could actually screen record it properly. So when I went to change that, Chrome rebooted, and now, as anyone else who is now viewing the live chat after the stream has actually happened, you will not be able to actually see the message deleted messages. But we still have some evidence of that. So one of the members who got deleted is part of the Brawler Cafe Discord. And he posted a screenshot of one of his messages before it got deleted. He was under Evil King Stanley. So let's go in this live chat. Let's Control F, see if we can find any Evil King Stanley. Oh, we can't. And there's another member who I noticed got banned from the live chat, who went by BMRZ, what was it specifically? BMRZ Show, was the guy's name. So they both got banned from the chat for criticizing the live stream, for literally breaking and being basically unviewable from the start. That's a really bad look. That is not a company I really want to put my trust in. There are already a bunch of issues that have been raised about this from the competitive side of the community. And we now understand that's because organized play wasn't really planned to really be starting until 2020. We understand that now, and that's fine. Okay, we understand why that is. You probably shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. You probably should have been prepared for this, but whatever. We understand why, and there's no point in complaining any further because it's being fixed. But then you do stuff like this. It is incredibly rash and thin-skinned to be doing something like this when you're the ones who made this, the last-minute decision, effectively, to do a super low-effort stream that didn't even do the proper angle. And this was only done in the first place because, oh, people in the premiere were asking for a stream. If you know that the internet is bad enough that you shouldn't be doing a stream, don't do a stream, because all you're going to do is piss people off, and don't leave it up afterwards. What are you doing? Why is it still up? Why is this still up? And this isn't the first time something like this has happened. A week ago, after people were complaining a lot in the Brawler Cafe Discord about how long it had taken to get actual information about what was happening in Emerald City Comic Con, because we had only very vague information beforehand, and we find out just a few days beforehand, like the very vague information we had implied this was like part of a tournament circuit thing, that the winners here would go to Worlds, would go to the next Invitational. That turned out to not be the case. It turned out to be a bunch of mini tournaments, 8-man mini tournaments, and that if you won that, you could fight one of the lead designers or Simo, and if you won, you would get the limited edition Dragonoid set that goes for a lot of money. But we didn't know any of that until a few days beforehand, much too late. Like, even for people locally, if they were waiting on actual information, the only day they would be able to go at that point is Sunday, because all the tickets were sold out by then, except for Sunday. No, Thursday. Actually, it was Thursday that was sold out, I believe. One of those two. So yeah, it was not great. And when that happened, when people were getting pretty upset about that, VK just left the server. He just left the server, which is kind of a super rash thing to do. And considering that the correction regarding Pegatrix being Wave 3 or 4 was only tweeted out because of a conversation that happened in Brawler Cafe. While I was leaning towards being more positive about the future of the game, things like this have me going more and more worry about the game. I'm the sort of person who's going to stay in just because I enjoy the game enough, and I'm willing to see like where that organized play ends up being, how it is like a year out when that fully drops. But as it stands right now, I wouldn't begrudge anyone from dropping out, because these are the actions of a company that I would not trust at all as a competitive player personally. And Spin Master really needs to get their act together if they want to keep a competitive community. Because this is not the way. You don't go and ban people who are complaining about your stream being broken. That is the most unprofessional thing you could possibly do. Alright, that's it. Yeah, this is done. Alright, see you later. The remaining 3, I've been stacking on the ability card analysis videos. The remaining 3 of those will be dropping throughout the next week, so look forward to that. And I plan on doing something going over the current competitive valuability based on their base forms for all the Wave 2 and 3 Bakugan in the near future, so look forward to that. This is Hunter Surge, signing off.